Now, Chris, I want to talk to you about General Manager Bob Quinn, because after the draft, he's come out a little bit and talked to us, and it seems, and the way that Adam and I have interpreted it is, the Lions are willing to draft now, at this point in time, guys that will fit the scheme, guys that are going to be good guys in the room, leaders, things like that, maybe as opposed to pure talent. And I guess I just want to get your sense, your opinion. Are you a guy that says, well, maybe if there's a guy out there with more talent that you got to fit your scheme to the guy that you're drafting? Or are you maybe looking at Bob Quinn and saying, you know what, he is going to be absolutely strong in his convictions to go out there and find guys that fit the system for head coach Matt Patricia? Because it's a debatable topic that a lot of people are talking about, especially when they look at other guys that could have been brought here, a la Devin Bush, Greedy Williams. Some people are debating and saying those guys would not fit here. But you know what? When you look at it, it's obvious there were more talented guys that could have been brought here. But Bob Quinn's not willing to do that. I think he's going to be somebody that's strong in his convictions, but at the same time, is he doing it at the detriment of the Lions?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I've always been a, take the talent and figure it out later guy, but I'm also sitting here. It's easy to do that from this position. I'm not an NFL GM trying to work with a head coach. I mean, I think it's interesting because Matt Patricia, when he talks about scheme and when he talks about system, I think it's interesting because he'll say, like, at the end of the day, the best scheme in the world doesn't matter if you don't have the players who can work the fundamentals and work the technique and everything. So I think sometimes it gets overblown, this idea that they need like these very, very specific guys to fit, but then at the same time they turn around and they say that themselves. So it's kind of a confusing contrast at times. And it goes back, like you mentioned, Bush would have covered up a lot of weaknesses at the linebacking spot. And Ed Oliver, to me, was a top 5 player in this class and has a chance to be a double-digit sack guy, and like he could be dominant inside.